The thumping footsteps grew closer, making the ground give a tiny shake with every step. Willow gulped, feeling a flutter in his tummy. Mumble Matt pushed his sunglasses tighter onto his nose, looking very serious. Ricky, however, looked like someone had just invited him to the most exciting place imaginable. "Oh boy, this is going to be good," he squeaked, practically bouncing with anticipation. From between the rustling bushes stepped a giant wild boar. He was covered in shaggy fur, and his eyes held a surprising gentleness that even made Ricky pause. This was not what anyone expected. "You're the one," Willow whispered, his voice barely a squeak. "Billy the Boar." Billy lifted his head and smiled warmly at them. "Howdy, little forest friends. I heard voices and thought I'd come say hello." Willow covered his face with his paws, feeling a bit embarrassed. "Say hello? Billy, you always storm in like a thundercloud. Everyone thinks you're dangerous." Billy looked around nervously, a blush spreading under his bristles. "Oh gosh, I'm not trying to scare anyone," he admitted softly. I'm big. And when I'm excited, I run. And when I run, things shake." Ricky patted Billy's huge leg. "You seem like a good guy to me. But I've got to admit, when I first heard you coming, I thought a dinosaur had woken up." Billy laughed so hard that the ground rumbled gently beneath them. "Oh, Ricky, you're a funny little rat. No one ever says things that honestly to me." Willow stepped closer, his ears drooping a little. "Billy, we've all made assumptions about you, maybe too many, and maybe wrong ones." Billy sat down, creating a soft puff of dust, and shook his head. "I don't blame anyone. Folks always think I'm scary, but really, I just feel lonely sometimes." Ricky smiled and nodded. "You know, we were just talking about this, how looks can fool you, and how everyone should get to be who they truly are." Mumble Matt pushed his sunglasses up onto his forehead. "Exactly. Animals avoid me because I like dark clothes. I'm not mean, I just have dramatic style. And Willow here looks soft and sweet, but is secretly extremely good at bossing everyone around." "Hey, not too extremely," Willow muttered, but he couldn't help but smile. Billy looked at each of them in turn, a hopeful glimmer in his gentle eyes. "So, could I maybe be part of your group? I don't crash around on purpose, I just happen to be big." Ricky jumped forward and held out his paw. "Of course, our forest rule number 1, everyone gets to be themselves, and everyone needs friends." Willow nodded earnestly, "And I promise to be less strict, or at least try." Mumble Matt gave a thumbs up. "And I promise to only be loud when absolutely necessary, not just because sunglasses make me feel cool." Billy's smile was so big it looked like the sun rose right on his snout. "Thank you. You all are wonderful." Suddenly, Ricky scratched his ear and grinned. "I say we celebrate our new friendship. I still have a couple of carrots in my pocket." Willow raised an eyebrow. "Why does a rat always have carrots?" "Simple," Ricky said with a twinkle in his eye. "You never know when you'll meet a bunny who isn't as sweet on the inside as they look, or a boar who's way gentler than people think." Everyone laughed together, a warm sound filling the quiet forest clearing. A friendship formed that day, the kind no one would have believed if they judged by appearances alone. Ricky lifted his tiny paw. "One last thing. Forest rule number 2, it's okay to be a little rough around the edges as long as your heart is kind." As the sun began to set, Ricky, Willow, Mumble Matt, and Billy sat together, watching the sky turn golden. Each one was unique, and each one was accepted, just as they were. The end.